Welcome to Sahaja Yoga. My name is Paul, and this is another installment of our meditation first steps. And today we are going to talk about mantras and affirmation with Mark that will join me later on. So before we go to these mantras and affirmation, let's again reinforce our self-realization by going through the process, the first meditation. For people that have been following us for a while. And for new people joining us for the first time, we are going to experience this first meditation and try to feel the self-realization within us. So in a nutshell, we have within us a subtle system made of different channels and chakras, which resides at the physical level in our nervous system. The channels are related to our central nervous system, and the chakras are related at the physical level to our plexuses within us. But at a subtle level, all these different aspects we have subtle qualities that we might not be aware of when we don't have self-realization. And we don't always realize that these qualities that are related to this chakra at a subtle level have an impact at our physical, emotional, and mental level, and have an impact on our health as well when we don't maintain them properly. So let's actually go through that realization process. What will happen is that a motherly energy called the Kundalini residing in the sacrum bone will rise in our central nervous system, in our central channel. And once this energy opens the seventh chakras called the Sahasrara chakra or the seventh center here, we get what we call self-realization. And the more we meditate, if we meditate every day, that energy will rise more and more, and like many strands will be added to that energy, and our experience and our depth will be stronger. When that energy rises, automatically this energy will bring into balance our left channel, which is the channel of our desires and emotion, and the right channel, which is the channel of our actions and physical activities. And automatically this energy, this motherly energy, will start to open up, bring balance to the plexuses or chakra we have within us. And by doing that, it will reinforce and awaken the beautiful qualities of these chakras we have within us. So let's go through this self-realization. It is a very simple process, it's very quick, and it will allow us to start feeling in our hands and feeling above our head the cool vibrations, the cool breeze that is the indication within you, the proof that we have our self-realization. But not only that, it will point out where we have imbalances, allowing us to actually correct ourselves, and that's how we can become our own master and grow ourselves. So to meditate, remove your shoes if you can, sit on the floor comfortably or on a chair like I am today. Put both your hands on your laps, and I will show you how to do this exercise because we are going to do eyes closed. And we'll play a video of Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi. You can see Shri Mataji's picture here, the founder of Sahaja Yoga, to actually give us our self-realization. So put your hands on your laps and look what I'm doing before we close our eyes later on. So the right hand will go on the different chakras. And while we do that, we are going to ask questions or say affirmations to open them up and to awaken the qualities within us. It's always on the left side, and we'll start on the heart. Let's do it together. We place our right hand on the heart on the left side. Then we'll move it down to the lower part, to the upper part of the abdomen under the rib cage. Then, at the lower part of the abdomen, bring it back up under the rib cage. Back on the heart, everything on the left side. Then we put the right hand at the junction of the shoulder and the neck on the left side, and we rotate our head towards the right to put pressure to that point. Then we bend down our head and put our hand, our right hand, on our forehead across, pressing on both sides. Then we put our right hand at the back of our head, moving our head upwards, like resting our head on our hand. Then we are going to put our right hand, we stretch your fingers, and so that the center of the palm can be in contact with the fontanelle area at the top of your head, which is the 7th chakra. And here we rotate it clockwise 7 times. And this is where we are going to ask for self-realization. All right? So put back your hands on your lap. And let's listen to Shri Mataji, the founder of Sahaja Yoga, walk us through self-realization.
Keep your eyes closed. First of all, please put your right hand on your heart. All the time the left hand is towards me. Now, here you have to say, in your heart, with all sincerity, Mother, am I the spirit? Ask the question 3 times in your heart. This is a very fundamental question. Now bring the right hand on to the left hand side of your stomach, in the upper part. Here press it. Now this is the center of your mastery, your guidance, your Guru Tattva as they say. So ask a question, Mother, am I my own master? This is a question to be asked 3 times. Mother, am I my own master? Now, bring your right hand down below, in the lower part of the abdomen. Now, this is the center from which all the divine work is done. All the pure work is done. So to ask 6 times, because this center has got 6 petals. Mother, please give me pure knowledge. 6 times you just ask. As a result of this asking, the Kundalini starts getting awakened. Now to help the Kundalini rise, you have to cooperate with her. So please put your right hand on the left hand side in the upper part of your abdomen and press it on the stomach. Now here you have to say with full confidence, to help the Kundalini to rise, Mother, I am my own master. This you have to say 10 times. These are the 10 commandments which you have to say. That, Mother, I am my own master. Now, 10 times with full confidence. Now, please raise your right hand to your heart. Now, here you have to say, again with full confidence, Mother, I am the Spirit. This is the truth. You are the Spirit. But you have to say with full confidence, Mother, I am the Spirit. This you have to say 12 times. Now one has to know that God Almighty is the ocean of love. But above all, He is the ocean of forgiveness. So He forgives. Whatever wrong you do, He forgives. So don't feel guilty and put your right hand across. On the left hand side, in the corner which is made by your neck and your shoulder. Now here you have to say, again with full confidence, 16 times, Mother, I am not guilty. Please say it. Mother, I am not guilty. 16 times. I am not guilty at all. Please say it. Please say it. Now raise your hand across on your forehead. And it's a very important center. Here you have to say from your heart, Mother, I forgive everyone. Please say it from your heart. How many times is not the point. Mother, I forgive everyone. Now some would say that it's very difficult to forgive. But it's a myth that we do not forgive or we forgive. We do not do anything in both the cases. But if we don't forgive, then we play into wrong hands. So please say from your heart, Mother, I forgive everyone. Now please take your hand on the back agya, the same center, on the back side of your head and allow your head to rest on it and push it back a little bit. Now here, you have to say, for your satisfaction, because you always feel guilty, that, O Divine, if I have done anything wrong, please forgive me. Please forgive me. From your heart. Stretch your hand fully and put your center of your palm on top of the fontanelle bone area, which was a very soft bone in your childhood. Press it hard. Press hard your scalp. Now you have to move it 7 times, saying one thing, which you have to ask for. Mother, please give us my self-realization. Because I cannot force on you. So you have to ask for it. 7 times, press it hard and move it 7 times. Very hard. slowly, saying that.
Okay, hi. So as you become more aware of your chakras, your centers, and your own inner state, one of the things that happens is you start to feel catches. So you understand, oh, I've got a problem, you know. So let's say, for example, you can see on this right hand that you've got the yellow, the thumb, which is this chakra. So this thing represents the Swadhisthana. And say the Nabi, for example, is this one here, heart here, and so on. So what happens is you start to feel that you get some tingles, and those tingles don't go. So how do you actually get rid of those tingles? Because the tingles represent imbalances. So what you need to do is to actually cleanse the chakra. We've already spoken about foot soaking, for example, which is the kind of go-to way to actually clear your chakras. But if you've got a niggling problem that won't go away, one of the things that we do in Sahaja Yoga, we can use affirmations and we can use what we call mantras. So an affirmation, for example, would be, say, hand on the heart, and you're saying, please take away my fear. You're asking your Kundalini to take away your fear, for example. Now that's okay, but if you've got a niggling problem you want to get rid of, you want to try something a little bit more. Now, let's use an example of the Agnya Chakra. So the Agnya Chakra comes from thinking a lot, and it also comes from not forgiving. So if you hold a grudge against people, then you can have this imbalance here on this chakra. So you can put your hand across and you can say, I forgive. But a very powerful way of actually cleansing that chakra is to actually say the Lord's Prayer. So you would put your right hand across and you would actually just say the Lord's Prayer. And saying the Lord's Prayer actually cleans that chakra, it clears it out. And that's the power of mantras. And so all the different religions have understood that there are prayers and mantras that you can say, you know, that help to alleviate whatever spiritual malady you have. But in Sahaja Yoga, it's a kind of a different thing because it relates very precisely back to your particular chakra problem. So in Sahaja Yoga, as you're aware, we have the 6 chakras and then we have the 7th one at the top of the head. And as we've mentioned before, each of these chakras represents a quality within you. Now, there are particular, characters in spiritual tradition that reflect a lot of these characteristics. So, for instance, in Hinduism, they have a deity called Shri Ganesha, which is the elephant-headed god. And according to the old stories, he is the god that represents wisdom and innocence. And by the way, this first chakra is all about wisdom and innocence. If you don't have any of your wisdom and innocence, you feel here on the left hand. So if you're too licentious or if you're a bit cunning or something, manipulative kind of a person, someone who's a little bit, dark and mysterious, you can have this center here, right? So what happens is that can be quite hard to get rid of. And if you want to transform yourself, you can use mantras as a way of cleansing those chakras, okay? So we mentioned Lord Ganesha because he's the deity who represents innocence and wisdom. And you can say a mantra sort of asking him to be kind of strong and present within that chakra, okay? And then you'll find that tingle or that problem will start to alleviate over time, depending on the intensity of the problem. And then what happens is that each of these centers has a different character or personality that you can invoke that will help to cleanse that particular problem. So we mentioned before that here it's all about forgiveness. So you could say the Lord's Prayer, or you could just pray to Lord Jesus for that, for example. On the heart center, it's all about fear and insecurity. So we have a separate one for that as well. So each of these chakras has a character or a characteristic that represents the positive aspect of that chakra. Okay, so we talked about innocence and wisdom, so Lord Ganesha. We have creativity here and conceptual thinking. This is Shri Saraswati in the old Indian tradition. She's the goddess of music and creativity. So ideas and thinking come from her. You can invoke her presence in that chakra to strengthen the qualities of that chakra. If you feel all dissatisfied and unhappy and so on, that's this Nabi satisfaction. And in the Indian tradition, they have Shri Lakshmi, and Lakshmi is the goddess of satisfaction. She's the goddess of wealth. So that niggling sense of, when your home life's a bit unstable and jobs and money and so on, then you can just, you will find that the second finger on each hand, you'll feel tingles. So you can just say a mantra addressing Shri Lakshmi to be strong in that chakra, and you'll find that over time the issue of that chakra will start to alleviate. There are deities for each, and what we can do today is just go through a couple of very simple ones just to get you into the swing of things. So, as we said before, you have a mantra which you can say like Lord's Prayer, but we have a particular kind of a Sanskrit mantra that we would say, and we just swap in the name of that particular personality for each of the chakras. Okay, so here we're talking about Lord Ganesha because innocence is a fundamental. We have to be innocent and wise people, So to pray using that mantra is actually very easy. The mantra is in Sanskrit, and we're actually going to put it on the screen so you can follow. Okay, so but the idea is Om Tvameva. It's in Sanskrit. Om Tvameva Sakshat, which means Om kind of means like Amen. Tvameva Sakshat means verily you are. Shri Ganesha. So Om Tvameva Sakshat, Shri Ganesha Sakshat. So Om, verily you are Shri Ganesha. You are the Adi Shakti, the first power. And that's addressing this divine energy which is reflected in you as that Kundalini. Okay, so it's this Kundalini, this Adi Shakti power. The Shakti means it just means power, and Adi means first. So there's a divine power that controls everything. So we're invoking that power, this what we call Paramachaitanya, God in the formless form, you could say. Most of the religions understand that there's this formless form of God that's sort of out there. But when this Kundalini energy is up, you've tapped into that. So you're able to, through these mantras, invoke the power of these characters within your chakras. Okay, so that's how the mantra works. We just repeat it, and we change the different names depending on what the problem is and what center is affected. Okay, so we can go through one. Wow, that's quite full on. I hope that's not okay. So we can go through one. So we'll say it together, and we just find a pitch that's not too high, not too low. And he would say, Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Okay, that's it. But what happens is that you start to go, you can feel it within yourself. You can feel this gravity start to come into your being. As you say these mantras, it really settles you down. So if you find you're struggling to meditate and you're struggling to find your balance, a few of these mantras and you just feel your whole presence just kind of ground and you feel very deep and empty. So, for instance, one of the mantras that we can use is just to help you go thoughtless. Because one of the challenges we've got is actually stopping our minds. And we have a mantra to help with the constriction here, which is called Nivichara Samadhi. Nivichara Samadhi, which is the thoughtless awareness state, to invoke that thoughtless awareness state. So we can say that mantra as well, Nivichara Samadhi. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nivichara Samadhi Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi, Namo Namaha. So yeah, you can feel, if you're following that, you can just feel it all just soothed down. Now, if you're a very right-sided person and you find it very hard to just relax and settle down, we have another one, Shri Hanumana. So we can say that one together. As you can see, it's the same words. We're just swapping in the different deity. Okay, so we'll say for Shri Hanumana. This is to help you if you're a very right-sided, futuristic, driven, ambitious, kind of anxious sort of a person. Okay. Om Tvameva Sakshant Shri Hanumana Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. So yeah, you can start to feel your whole attention settle. So what you can do at home is that you can just find your own imbalances, whatever you're feeling on your fingertips. You put your hand on that particular problem area, and then you can say a mantra to the character, the personality that resides within that represents the qualities of that chakra. So that's how you would go deeper and cleanse the quite sort of deep issues and take yourself deeper as well in your meditation.
Thank you, Mark. That was an amazing insight on the power of affirmations and mantras. And in our advanced classes that we'll have further down the track that you can join us to, we will use these mantras when we're going to go in details on all the chakras we have within us. So we are going to explain these chakras and we are going to meditate on each chakra and use the mantras to actually awaken them and strengthening them. Before we finish this session, let's have a last short meditation. And as usual, before we meditate and after we meditate, we'll raise our energy, the Kundalini, and put ourselves what we call a bandhan. So let's do it together first. So the left hand will raise vertically, and the right hand will rotate around it like that. And we do that 3 times. So the first time, and on top we do a knot. Like we want to tie our Kundalini to stay on top of our head. We do it a second time. And then we do it a third time. And a third time we do 3 knots. Now we put ourselves in a bandhan, which is a protection of our aura around us, with the left hand still on our lap and the right hand starting on the left side, going around us and back in half a circle. 7 times for the 7 chakras. So now let's go in meditation with some music. And this will be a silent meditation. Simply, if you have thoughts, forgive them. Try to keep your attention above your head. And simply go in meditation. Go in the present moment. We can slowly come out of our meditation. I hope you enjoyed this session. So it is very important to meditate every day, to cleanse ourselves in the evening, and to come to this weekly webcast, or if you have an event, Sahaja yoga class nearby, please go and attend that class, because that will certainly enhance your meditation and help you to grow spiritually very rapidly. So thank you very much for attending these sessions, these meditation first steps. As I said earlier, we have an advanced program where we call it Meditation Step Up, where we are going to look at all the chakras in details, all aspects, left, right, and centers, to actually go deeper in our understanding of what is meditation, what is self-realization, and what is the meaning of our spiritual ascent. So thank you for joining us, and looking forward to see you in the future sessions.
Ma